Is this live? Well, I'm confused if this is live or not. I tried to schedule it for like 5 minutes from now. I guess we'll see. God damn it. I just can't figure this stuff out. I'm just not the smartest. I'm the dullest knife in the shed. Tool. God damn it. Can I find it? Piece of lumber. I'm ready to go. Share, save highlight. Oh, I can save a highlight. Okay, so someone's here, so I guess it is live. I said schedule. Why did it schedule? Damn it. I figured out last time that I could actually schedule, and I felt pretty dumb because that was one of the reasons why I said I wanted to be monetized so badly. So, slap myself for that one. Double slap. I'll wait for a few more people to come in. Maybe just one more, and then we'll start talking about lumber. I got all kinds of ideas for this. Okay, so the person looked at me and said, "No, thank you." They said, I don't like you." They said, "No, thank you. Actually, I'll take 0 of you. I'll take no." Should I just stare at the? There's like a silhouette of a person, like they're from the chest up, and it'll say 0, 1, 2 to however many people are watching. Should I just stare at that until enough people I feel have come in, and then I start talking about lumber? Usually I just start going, and I don't mind that, but last one I kind of waited a little bit. I think the reason why I would go is because I would be like, nobody's going to come watch this, so I should just shut my mouth. We got lots of lumber here. I'm going to talk about maybe what you do with it, what kinds of lumber there are, the dimensions for like what you could do with those dimensions kind of thing. It's all about dimensions. That's why it's called dimensional lumber. So you can go to the store and then you can pick out the lumber that you need for your job. Can you guess what this is? How about now? Now? You definitely can't guess what this is. So this is American sweet gum. Talking to nobody, by the way. This is American sweet gum. You're not supposed to be able to rive this. That's why it's so like chunked out. There's big stuff missing. See those big divots? Big recesses? That's because I rived this, and I think this is what I found out about sweet gum. So let me just show you guys something. See the handles up there? I also made another one over there, and I used sweet gum to hang it up instead. This one has like strings attached to it, but the other one I used sweet gum, and I split it out, and it just failed. It wouldn't split down the center, and it just failed. Like it just broke off. So I think the way that sweet gum works is maybe when it's green, it's easier to rive. At least it won't fail. It might not go perfect, as you can see. Big chunks missing right here, but you can do it. I mean, my low bench is made of sweet gum, so nobody coming in here. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, so in 1 minute, maybe the scheduled live will be live. Or just nobody's going to come into this one. It's a little earlier. Usually I start at like 6. Oh, there we go. Oh, I got to plug in my phone. That was fun. Let's plug in the old phone. Wouldn't want to miss this, guys. You would not want to miss me speaking about lumber. It's not boring. It's actually really not boring what I'm about to do. It's actually fun what I'm about to say and do. Yeah, I'm a little disheveled from nobody popping in yet. What a little insecure boy I am. So just right off the bat, you see how this is not, it's not squared off. It's almost more triangular than anything. So the way that I like to measure stuff like this is I kind of go down to the it's like, okay, I could use this much thickness to here, right? So I go like this, and I'm like, okay, I got like at least 1.5 inches, and then I go like this. I measure this way, and I see that it's 2.25. And I think, what can I do with this? Not much, because it's American sweet gum. I really don't know what I'm going to do with this. I've had this for a long time. It's pretty dry and light wood. Almost sounds like a... I don't know what that sounds like. That's an interesting sound, isn't it? Oh, that was my measuring tape. So, when you harvest your own lumber, you're just going to have a bunch of different sizes because sometimes there will be cracks and you want to remove them. Sometimes there was a defect, so you wanted to remove, you know, you only could get this much out. Like with mulberry, this is mulberry. It's not the best lumber. A lot of times it's a real funky tree. So I use this for wedges. You can see that it's kind of funky at the top. It's been cut apart. You can see the angle right here. And you don't have to be perfect to make wedges. If you have a belt sander, it makes it so much easier to make wedges if you aren't good with the rip saw or if you have a hand saw. If you want to make them goofy, or if you want to do them real thick and uneven with the saw, you can then go to the belt sander and fix it up. So with something this thick, you could also, let's see, might be able to make a mallet too, sorta. I like about 3 inches, at least, almost 3 inches. This is a real goofy mallet. Let's see what the dimensions of this are. So it's just over 5, it's 5.25 inches long. Yeah, so I like at least 3 inches wide. Yeah, it's about 3 by 3. And as you can see, this is not a special piece of lumber. This has a pith. This was a branch, and it's lasted me a very long time. I've abused it pretty badly. That's one of the best things you could do with your greenwood. Make a greenwood mallet. And you don't have to just make them for fine woodworking. Here's one that I just absolutely destroy, and it's kind of triangular, very strange. I use this actually for the fro, and this is my inside fro. I wouldn't really recommend using a mallet for that, but this is hickory, which is very, very strong. I mean, you should see how much I beat on this thing. Metal, wood to metal, so you're not, you know, shouldn't be expecting it to last very long. One thing I like to do is I like to glue the end grain, so I like to glue this so it prevents more cracking. It does help. I mean, look at this. This is not really cracked at all, I don't think. Yeah, I don't see any cracking. You can see the heartwood here. So this is the closer to the bark right here. Sapwood. Very very useful to make these, and they don't have to be perfect. Like, I don't think this is centered. And you can see this edge is kind of overhanging more than over here. You see that? Yeah, you can see it's not even, not perfect. And then we got this, probably the best looking mallet I've ever made. American Beech, pin oak, and then it's a hidden mortise. I forget what they call it, like a hidden, like a fox wedge, where you cut the kerf in the handle, put the wedge in, and instead of drilling a hole in it all the way, it stops like right here, and the wedge is driven in as you drive the handle in. It's pretty cool. I got any, no, nothing yet. Oh yeah, let's measure that. So you can imagine what kind of piece of lumber I had for this. You can literally just take a round of firewood and make one of these. You just got to save the, you just got to make sure that the lumber is big enough. or firewood piece is big enough. 3.5. So it's 3.5 wide, and you know, pretty much 3.5 long, or height. The height of this is like 3.5. This is not a perfect piece of lumber either. You see that? And there's even a pith. You see the pith there? They say with like construction lumber, you don't want the pith to be on the outside. If there's a pith, you want it to be closer to the inside. I'm not really sure why that is, but I know with mallets, you don't want a pith because it's going to crack, and you don't want a crack in your mallet. That doesn't need to be there, right? But this is just what I had, and I used it. So I got tons of different kinds of lumber. So when it comes to axe handles, of course, you want something like this. You want it to be at least 1.5 inches thick. You want it to be at least, I'd say, 3 inches wide, probably. This is way wider than that. This is let's see. Wow, this is almost 5. Oh yeah. So 4.5 or something like that. So you could do whatever you wanted with this when it comes to an axe handle. It could be curvy as hell because of how wide it is. Right? Look at this beautiful piece of lumber. So this is white oak. Really doesn't get much better than this piece. I don't know how thick it is though. Let's see. Always go to the thinnest part. Or if you're not going to use that part, go to the thinnest part of what you're going to use to see how thick it is. So this is just over 1 3/4. Perfect piece of lumber for an axe handle. You could do whatever you want. The palm swell is going to be as thick as you could want. Even if the eye is massive, you could probably accommodate even a German eye, which those get really big. Some of them get really big. I mean, maybe, I would imagine they don't get much bigger than 1.5 inches, but that's adding in some extra, you know. I don't think I've seen an axe eye that is much more than 1 inch, but that's American. I know that other countries have very wide eyes sometimes. Wide, yeah. So you can also see the grain orientation is good, and that means that the growth is end to end, or ideally the growth is end to end because of the growth orientation. When people say grain orientation, they're talking about growth rings. They're just saying that the tree growth rings go up from all the way from here all the way to the bottom. Well, I guess really what they're saying is the direction, grain orientation. It's kind of it kind of is a little bit of a blind spot, gives you a little bit of a blind spot. Really what you're looking for is end-to-end growth. So I know that one of the, or most or all of the growth rings are going from here all the way to there. And because you have that continuous growth, as you can see, this is pretty straight grain, pretty straight growth rings. Because it's continuous, it's a very strong handle. The fibers aren't, when people say run out, they just mean that one of those growth rings literally goes out like that. And so that's a part where the handle can delaminate. It can just kind of split apart. You don't want that. So when I talk about mallets, something like this is fantastic. Look at this big chunk. This takes a real long time to dry, something like this though. So that's why a greenwood mallet is a great option. You don't have to wait for it to dry, and in fact it'll help you because it's heavier, easier to work. Green wood, it'll be easy. Well, it might not be easier for you to drill depending on if you have an auger or not. Speaking of augers, let's see what we got here. Oh, this is a beautiful bit brace by Dunlap, I think, isn't it? Yeah, this is a strange one. So it's a Dunlap, right? And then it says Germany. I don't know if you'll be able to read this. Anyway, it says Germany right here. And the reason why I picked this bad boy up, and I was searching for this, is because it's a 4-jaw chuck. Can you see that? 4 jaws. fantastic little piece right here. What oh, I got a Stanley bit in here. Yeah, the reason why I talked about greenwood not being easy to drill, it's all about the threads. If the threads can't pull it into the wood, it's pretty awful to try to drill. But if you have just a regular, you know, a standard conventional drill bit in your drill, it won't matter as much. But you have to think about it with something like this. I did actually use this to drill a hole in this, I believe. All right, so we got lumber. I'm just a humble lumberman. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Oh, you know what? I'm going to talk about some. I'm going to get myself involved in a lawsuit, I think, today. No. I think you know what I'm talking about, Aaron. What the fuck? What the hell's going on? Even if that guy does end up seeing this, I don't know if what he's doing is handling it the right way. I understand if you think you have a business and you're being wronged, you think you're being defamed, but I don't know, man. That is insane. Snail. Yeah, what the fuck, dude? I actually didn't get involved in that at all. So now I'm involved, now that I mentioned it. I mean, I'm not involved. But, you know, I don't know Indiana Doug, but he gives off the vibe that he's like he's a nice guy and he doesn't want to like smear people for no reason. So I don't know about Turtleman. What did I miss? Oh, dude, Matt. Jesus Christ. It's a lot. So there's a little bit of conflict going on in the chainsaw community, it seems like. One guy offered up Chinese chainsaw clones, and another guy who you probably know of didn't think that he was doing something very right or something. I don't know. I didn't look into it too much, but I saw a little bit of it. The Great American Chainsaw Conspiracy. If you didn't comment, Aaron, I would have forgot to mention this, but I was just looking at it yesterday. Holy shit! I don't like doing the whole like making fun of people thing on here. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like it. I think it's funny all the time. I just don't want to use my my axe channel like that, you know. Put my safety glasses on. We're about to get into some dangerous stuff here. I'm about to catch some strays. Did you guys know that it costs like $200 to serve someone? That was interesting. $150 to $200. Didn't know that. So I could just fuck someone over for $200 whenever I want. Kind of cool. Kind of nice use of the justice system, or not the justice system, the civil justice system. I don't know what that's called. I know that it's not criminal. Although he's saying that there's stolen next season of American Vandal. Anyone ever seen that? Nah, I never saw that. I never saw that, Matt. We're gonna get back into the lumber, but it's pretty funny what's going on. I'm not sure. Listen. If this guy catches wind of this, he won't watch this. He won't see this. I should put in some dick jokes in here so he like goes, ugh, I can't watch this. He doesn't seem like a guy that would enjoy that. But yeah. So Indiana Doug and this guy, Metal and Wood, are involved in a little spat, and it's pretty crazy. He's saying that Indiana Doug has stolen property and also has defamed him. That's what it seems like. Yeah, I'm Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer. You ever see that guy? He has like a song at the beginning of all of his YouTube videos. Pretty nice, pretty good song for a lawyer. I'll move this over. Yeah, so I'm glad I didn't say anything about that because I don't know about chainsaws. I'm not going to involve myself in that if I have no idea what I'm talking about, you know? I mean, I do know a little about engines, but I don't know enough about chainsaws to act like I know what I'm talking about. Just garden tools, yeah. I was thinking about, I just got some free chainsaws, and I was thinking about making a video mocking the whole situation, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm a wood man. I'm a wood. You know what's funny is he's called metal and wood, but I'm honestly a metal and wood guy. I honestly am a metal and wood guy. I really am. I was like, you know what? I'm a metal and wood guy. What's up, man? What's up, buddy? Let me try to read your name. I haven't done that out loud, have I? I know you're a very supportive young man. Oh, god damn it. Oh, there we go. The Norvik Way. There we go. The Norvik Way is here. He's saying, what's up, brother? I'm a brother. Yeah, Aaron's the man, isn't he? Aaron is a chainsaw, I don't want to say master because there's better words. Let's see. Chainsaw savant. He knows what he's doing around the saw. I just haven't run. I haven't even run a gas saw, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I can't comment on that stuff. I do know about cylinders. Like it's not that complicated. If there's like if the cylinder isn't smooth, of course that's going to damage the piston ring. And if the piston ring is damaged, or it's just depressed, if there's like a divot, then there's not as much seal, and then you lose more compression. And without compression, you don't get that controlled burn that you want. So I know a little bit about engines, but I don't know much about chainsaw engines. I learned about I don't know if you know about this, Aaron. You know what a dipper is? An oil dipper? I knew about those small engines. And I don't think any chainsaws have, because they don't have oil. It's a gas and oil mix. So I don't know. You ever see the little dippers on the end of a crankshaft? Goes into the is it the crankcase? Yeah, it goes into the crankcase, flips up a little oil all over the place. A little oil, flipping it up. I want to keep doing that. It's fun. Yeah, I got one of his chainsaws on his 5,000 SUP giveaway. Oh, really? You got a chainsaw from Aaron? Small 4-stroke engines, yeah. Yeah, I guess I don't know much about 2-stroke. I know about intake. Oh shit, can I even name the 4 strokes anymore? Intake. Fuck. Oh god, this is embarrassing. I used to know about this stuff. Intake. Exhaust. I don't know anything anymore. I just know intake. I just know 2 strokes now, I guess. Oh yeah, okay. Nah, I don't even know the terminology for it anymore. Fuel, when the piston's coming down. Going up, we got, no, you know what? I don't remember anymore. I'm feeling very stupid. Suck, squish, bang, blow. Yeah. Suck, squish, bang, blow. So suck, oh yeah, that's just oxygen coming in. And then when it goes back up, then you're getting your fuel in there. It's compressing that, and then it's going coming down, and then back up is the exhaust, right? I guess. Yeah, I'm too stupid, I guess now. Anyway, I'm wood and metal, not wood, not metal and fire, not aluminum. I'm not an aluminum kind of guy, but so I also have a bunch of goofy, yeah. So I have a bunch of goofy lumber like this. And this is Tree of Heaven, which probably the worst thing I've ever seen a tree service do is put this on Craigslist free and call this ash. When I got to the place where this was, I was staring at it for like 10 minutes. I was like, this doesn't look like ash. The bark was like black. It was real dark. I was just a little confused. I didn't know what this was. I look at the tree service guy in the truck. He wouldn't look me in the eye. It was real weird. I keep forgetting the camera's on this side now. He wouldn't look me in the eye. I took some anyway. And then I realized this is fucking Tree of Heaven, which if you guys don't know, Tree of Heaven has a sap that can give you myocarditis or whatever that's called. The sap can enlarge your heart. You could fucking get heart disease because of this, or not heart disease, but you could ruin your heart from touching this tree. And these scumbags put it out there on Craigslist free as ash. And they had to know what they're doing. Why else would the guy not be able to look me in the eye? Fucking hell. I should sue them for defamation. That's not the right law. I should sue them for damages? I love my tiny little heart. They just enlarged my heart, the sons of bitches. I got such a small little heart. Anyway, yeah, I really fucking, that's just such a scumbag move. You guys deal with a lot of scumbag tree service guys. They're not like the they're not like the tree service guys that have been working for 15 years, got a big business. I'm talking the guys that have a truck and a chainsaw, and they can get work because people want to pay less. And they're just such fucking idiots and scumbags sometimes. Y'all have a great evening. I got a port of 572 cylinder. Oh, okay, man. Thanks for coming, Aaron. I appreciate it. And hopefully you get out of that lawsuit scot free, and you can cut up some trees. You make so many cuts. It's good to see you test your saws. That's awesome, man. All right, buddy. Have a nice port. See you next. I was trying to make a beer joke. Dumb. Anyway. Yeah, so we got lumber out the wazoo here. Look at this. Hey, son of a bitch. Look at that. Got no idea what I'm going to do with this. This is a piece of red oak. And right now I got it sitting. Let me show you guys what I got this sitting on. I got it sitting on this piece of white oak that's fucked up. You see how it's bent? So I'm trying to bring it flatter. It does work. You can do that. That does work. If you guys didn't know, that does do something. It's just that's pretty bowed, so it's probably not going to fix it. But I've left it there for a while. The bark is on, so that's a little bit more wet. So it could work. It could bring it down. Let's see, what else kind of lumber? Oh yeah, I call this gardening lumber. So when it comes to riving, you can make little thin pieces that are real long. You can make a trellis. I don't know what that actually means, but it's something to do with gardening. You can make stakes. Oh man, how good does it feel? That's about as useful as we get to women. Is like, I can make a steak like that. Bitch, you need a steak? Not a mistake, but it's, the things you drive into the ground so your shitty ass tomato plant doesn't fall. Fuck your tomato plant, bitch. No, I'm sorry. Okay, I get it. I'm sorry. I love you. The titty I call them titty Americans. Tit Americans. I'm gonna break this over my head. No, I'm not gonna do that. This is a beautiful piece of white oak. This is, you talk about end-to-end growth. There's a growth ring that goes from here all the way to here. This is super strong for how thin it is. Look how thin that is. I bet you I couldn't break this. Let's be a fucking idiot, right? Oh god. Okay, I could break that. I could definitely break that. I think the women just laughed because I was just being a little misogynistic. I don't believe in the word misogynistic. Misogyny, though, I believe it. I believe it. Okay, so what else we got here? Something like this. Big dimensions for a hatchet handle, right? Let's see. 3 inches, so I can make any kind of hatchet handle with that. And it's very thick. So you measure it from the low side, right? Just to make sure. So what is that? 2 inches? Yeah, that's thick enough for anything. I mean, this is a beauty of a piece of lumber. It's just not perfect. You see those? That was probably where 2 knots were. It's a goofy piece, but because it's short and because you'd use it for a hatchet, perfect. You could use this for any kind of hatchet. I wouldn't worry about it. It doesn't need to be perfect lumber because it's so short. What is this, 14 inches long? What, I can't use this? What, I don't know how to use a measuring tape? Oh, wow, that's actually longer than I thought. Yeah, almost 17 inches. So this is a nice little piece here. And then we also have crafting wood. So speaking of ladies, ladies like making stuff with wood. So you cut little discs of this. They'll be like happy as fuck because they'll be able to like make a dumb mosaic or something. I don't know. I'm not exactly an artiste. But yeah, you dry this up, and then so you always want to make sure you tell the ladies like
It's gonna dry. It's gonna crack. So I'm gonna dry it with the bark on for you. It's gonna be beautiful.
then we got stuff like this. Now this is value right here. Piece of walnut, piece of black walnut. And because how easy it is to work black walnut, you could use this as if it's always green wood. You can always carve black walnut, always. It's so beautiful to work. It's just a gorgeous wood. And you know what I've noticed about black walnut? When it's green, the heartwood is not like one color. I think it kind of like dyes everything. You can see the glue is very dark. It almost becomes dyed, and it kind of becomes more uniform of a color. But before this, it had like greens to it. Very, very cool. When it was green, when it was wet wood. Then I got stuff like this where it's just like offcuts. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I just kept it because it's a nice piece of pin oak. What the fuck am I going to do with this? I should probably just throw it out. What do you guys think about offcuts? Do you save them? I'm more of a waste space with offcuts kind of guy, I guess. I got to get rid of this. What's the point? Oh, here we go. I didn't mention this, but I've wanted to for a couple of lives. Something that's so useful in a shop is a long-handled dustpan. Yeah, I thought about wedges, but pin oak isn't good for wedges because it's kind of hard, and it also has oops. So it's hard, and it has many pores, so that's kind of like something to squeeze, you know. And I don't so when it comes to wedges, you want something that is elastic almost. So when it goes into the kerf, I was looking for oh, here we go. When it goes into the kerf and it spreads out the handle tongue, it keeps its form. So of course it's going to squish and fill space. You want that, but it also is elastic enough to hold firm for a long time. Some woods, and I believe American sweet gum is like that, they don't hold firm. They just kind of crush, and that's it. That the wood fibers give up after that. So I don't know if pin oak is the best when it comes to being elastic. It's actually pretty brittle, although it is hard. Here's nice people. Speaking of lumber, this is what you do with lumber. Hey, what's up, Killinger? Was just talking about the lawsuit you're involved in. Yeah, I didn't really see the updates on that until I saw your community post, Killinger. I didn't know that was still going on. I mean, Jesus Christ, how long are these guys gonna fucking squabble with each other? I did hear I was watching some of the guy's videos, and he gave out his number to talk to Indiana Doug, and I guess Indiana Doug has decided he really isn't very trustworthy. I don't know. Yeah, he really is focusing on it quite a bit now. I've seen him read some comments, and it seemed like he was fair, you know, but at the same time he's saying things like criminal and civil cases. So I'm like, what? I don't think that's the best way to run a YouTube channel. Personally, it would have to be a lot. Stopping by for a few minutes, carry on. Thanks, Contemporary Primitive Man. By the way, Contemporary Primitive Man, that's very classy, but at the same time, you know, you're a simple man. Classy, but simple. Yeah, so you could trace this up to make a little hewing hatchet handle. Perfect. Actually, let me see what I got here. Oh, here we go. Oh, half hatchet handles. By the way, guys, half hatchets are on straight handles, okay? They're on straight handles. That's what they came on. And that's what the only thing you'd really want to use them for. The bushcraft thing, it's got a little wild. I don't know why you're putting it on a curved handle. I'm not trying to gatekeep. You can do whatever you want. There are so many half hatchets in the world. You can do whatever you want, you know. and nobody really values them. So I get it. You're trying to do something different that people want to buy. Anyway, yeah. So I was just filing a lawsuit against myself for getting so fat. Undue damages, my man. My ears were burning. I dig this channel. Oh, what's up, Indiana Doug? There he is. Yeah, dude. I don't know what's going on with that stuff, man. I hope you can we talk about it, Doug? Can I ask you some questions about that whole crazy shit? You never find yeah. Kurt S told me he doesn't get a lot of half hatches. That sucks because there's so many here in the Northeast, just an abundance of them, and nobody really values them. Like you can't sell one for $20 even if you restore it at a flea market. Yeah, let me know if we could talk about all that crap, Doug. I didn't know what you meant by ears burning, but yeah, I was talking about the whole thing a little bit. And like I said before, like I've seen Doug, and he seems like a nice guy. He doesn't seem like a guy that would kind of throw like insults at someone for no reason, sort of thing, you know. And I know he knows about chainsaws, so. And I know Doug way more than I know that other guy. Not that I know him personally, but I've seen him around for a long time, and he's part of the community. He was at Bunyan and stuff. You don't have to. It's all in that guy's head. But yeah, I don't care. So, okay, so Doug, you saw that he said he wanted you to call, right? This was like weeks ago, I think. He gave out the number on his YouTube channel, I think. I called him and I ordered a pizza. No, I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Don't sue me. I didn't order a pizza at your house, man. Yeah, did you try to talk to this guy, Doug? I personally would try to just solve it, you know, and get it over with and never talk about each other again. But I understand if you you love the chainsaw community, it's part of who you are, and you want to protect people from something you think might be a little, I don't know, but you get what I'm going with that. You want to protect people from something that might not be what it says it is. Now that's just my view of it. I'm not saying I believe that because I don't know about chainsaws enough to have a real opinion on that. Like I said, I kind of know about engines, but earlier, me and Aaron, we might be related. You and that guy might be related, or me and you? No way you and that guy are related. Are you kidding me? I don't think that's what you meant. Yeah, I was going to make a video about some shitty chainsaws I got, and I was going to call them the Joker brand. Okay, so here we go. Doug's gonna wax poetic. He said, "Okay, here's the deal. Wax poetic, Doug." I don't really know what wax poetic means. Is it like the records were made of wax or something back in the day? Oh, okay, me and you. Yeah, we are related. I'm a nice guy. You're a nice guy. That's related enough to me. At least I'm not always a nice guy, but I want to be. Let me just say that, you know, I don't want to be caught like Tiger Woods. You know how Tiger Woods was like a goody two shoes guy, and then he, you know, fucked a maid or something. I want you guys to know I fucked the maid too. So I had sex with the maid. No, I don't have a maid. It's so weird to have sex with your maid, but I guess it's comfortable, you know? She's around all the time. You know her well. And, you know, they do the topless maid thing. One time a topless maid tried to have phone sex with me, and her child was in the room. And then she left and went outside her apartment and started moaning loudly. Anyway, Doug. Wax means grow, increase, like the moon waxes before it wanes. Wow. Okay. Wax. I think, okay, so if I call the guy, it will not matter. He's not the type that loses a conversation or compromises. Think about it. Yeah. So what you're saying is you don't think it's going to help to talk to the guy. I understand. And plus, he's already threatened legal action. So it's like a lawyer would probably tell you not to talk to him, and maybe to have your lawyer present while you talk to him. But of course, I don't know if you're actually worried about a lawsuit. Doesn't seem like you are. I don't know. I get scared with legal stuff, but at the same time, I've told this to somebody. I've been in like someone has threatened to sue me before, and I told them I will walk into the woods, and you will never see me again. You will not get a dime from me. I would rather die than give you any money or go to court. Honestly, I did not want to go to court. Fucking paper. It's like paperwork hell. I don't want to fucking do that. I gotta hire a paperwork. A suit with a mind for paperwork? Fuck that. I want nothing to do with that. I know we're supposed to be talking about wood, but now we're just talking about metal and wood. That son of a bitch got my name. I swear to God, I should be called Metal and Wood. He has no case. Refer to my post. Yeah, I don't. He was saying that he's not. I was really confused because in his videos, he was saying that he has never sold. Maybe it was a certain kind of Noker. He said, I never sold a 361 or whatever it was. I thought he was literally posting because he was selling those, but he said he's been working on them for 3 years. That's insane. Not worried at all. I've done absolutely nothing wrong in my review. Was honest and unbiased. He is a good talker. That's it. You think that guy Metal and Wood is a good talker? Bar is low. I'm sorry, Metal and Wood, but I guess, you know what? This is what I used to think. I used to think because I could just blabber, I'm a good talker. But then I realized, I look at the views of my videos, and I said, no, that doesn't mean you're good. That just means that you're boring. And maybe me and Metal and Wood are related in the boring category. He knows all the right words to bully people. Yeah. I don't know enough about it to comment on that, but I've watched a little bit of his stuff, and obviously I've seen Doug around, and the contrast is way different with the kind of things that Doug does and the kind of things that Metal and Wood does. I think I watched Metal and Wood cut one time. He did one cut. He cut a branch, and it was a branch, so the branch was sticking out like this. He did an undercut on it. I don't know if that's goofy to anybody else, but I didn't know if he needed that. That seemed like something that was unnecessary. You maybe a little tickle, maybe tickle the underside a little bit, but he did half. You know what? I'm talking about shit I don't know about. I shouldn't comment on using chainsaws because I'm not the most gas saw really. I have two gas saws. Got to, but I have run an electric saw, so you can call me a little dumbass. The guy's after fame and views, otherwise he would be blasting the guy that stole his saws. Doug has been nothing but helpful to the community, shares knowledge and helps it in any way possible. The other guy just talks. Yeah, Doug is like not asking for money. He's not trying to sell people things, it doesn't seem like. Or if he does sell things, he's doing it on the up and up because he's so interested in this stuff. People ask him, can I buy some? That's what I imagine. That's what it seems like. But Metal and Wood is legitimately just marketing his own products. And you know what the funniest part of this is? He was like the Metal and Wood guy was excited. He found out that Noker broke the contract. By the way, if you ever think you have a contract with a Chinese manufacturer and you aren't in China babysitting them, what? I know a little bit about that. It's insane to think you can work with a Chinese manufacturer without like living inside of their own head. Has yet to show the product even good. Yeah, he said, I think he's done with Noker. He said because Doug was able to buy a Noker that they broke the contract, and now he's glad he found out they suck. So it's like, what is this whole thing about? I just split all year. Although it's so hot, I haven't been splitting, but I don't heat with wood really. I have a fire pit, I cook with firewood. Plus I just love axes, so I get to use them. Yeah, I can see Doug doesn't want to talk about this anymore. I'm not as like, sometimes I could say something that is a little mean. I know, Doug, you're much nicer than me. Although I like to think I'm all right. I am called Ethical Axe, not like I'm not called you know, Japanese school student axe. The little kids in Japan that like are very studious. I'm not a little kid in Japan that's very studious and a nice little. I'm not in the morals and like whatever student council in Japan. I have absolutely no wood yet, and I heat my house with wood. Oh shit, Killinger, you need to get on that. So let's see, you have a month and the fall left, and it's going to get a little cold in the fall probably. At least closer to the end. So you have like a couple months, right? If I was near you, I would help you out because I'd love to split some wood for. Do you guys see how a lot of my videos are with splitting wood? It's just a couple rounds. And so a lot of the times it's just because I just want to swing the axe every day. So if I split everything I could get into a little car, I'm not gonna have anything to swing tomorrow or swing at tomorrow. So I try to kind of conserve, but soon there will be a lot more trees cut down. I get most of my wood off Craigslist free, or I just like listen. I literally listen for a chainsaw, and I go to we should all have a GTG and go cut and split wood for Killinger. I don't know what GTG is, but I get sentiment. Yeah, that would be cool. A GTG, like a get to go. got to Gillinger. I don't know. I get what you're saying though. Yeah, that would be awesome. I don't live near him, but that would be sick. One of my pals that I see at the flea market, I told him that I would help him out with handle lumber. So I told him I would help him get some of this stuff. Get together, okay? I'm so dumb sometimes. Because all I know GTG is like got to go, It's just it's my brain can only go there. Yeah, that would be cool. Little that's like what a mom would say, Killinger, like, yeah, you're dumb, but we all love you. We all love you, little guy. I'm just kidding, obviously. Yeah, Killinger, man. So how many cords do you need? Like 6? I know you have an outdoor boiler, right? You have like a firewood party at Killinger. You have a little homestead too. That'd be a sick little shindig. Get the Blackstone going. You get the goats. Do you have goats? I forget. Yeah, you have goats, right? Do you ever think about getting donkeys? 9 to 10. Oof, 10 cords. You could do that you could probably do that in 2 months, but I know you're short on time a lot of the time. It's just one of those things you gotta, 10 minutes to an hour a day, you'll be good. If you can get that in. But I know you've probably rushed before. It's nothing new to you. Get the firewood ready. Yeah, Killinger does have a really cool logo. Yes, I'm down to 2 goats. I definitely want. Oh, I was gonna say I saw Iron Horse's donkeys. I love donkeys, man. He would talk about how they all have different personalities, and they're just the best. I love donkeys. I love to fucking play with their noses. Are you guys like that? You like their little wet noses? Their floppy ears? Just animals in general. I like to poke their noses, and I like their floppy ears. Big time floppy ear guy, me. This is actually ears. These are actually ears right here, so I can hear everything. I'm like Superman. I hear the neighbor talking shit. Talking about all my lumber. Oh, speaking of lumber, look at that right behind me. Let's pick something up. Ooh, this is feeling a lot lighter. Floppy ears are my weakness. Yeah, floppy ears are the best. Remember this, guys? So I'm waiting for it to dry a little more. It was at 13% moisture content. This is going with my most special head, probably. And this is a piece of mulberry, so it's a pretty special build that's going to go on with this. And then, oh, fuck. Almost just knocked the tube light down. And then we got this. This is so cool to me. I kind of left the bark on and rough carved this. Cordwood challenge year for Killinger. Totally enough time. Nah, dude, don't do that to Killinger. He has like ash and stuff. He has ash and hard maple. You really want to make him do a cordwood challenge with that stuff? I wish I had birch. I feel like if we all had birch, we'd all be doing the cordwood challenge. Yeah, Matt's trying to kill Killinger. Cordwood challenge. Find the hardest wood you can. Yeah, it's like dry ash, right? Don't you have a lot of dying ash? Look at this bad boy. Beautiful. You guys have any thoughts on sapwood and heartwood handles? Some people will say they could delaminate. I'll do it at sometime, but not this year. Yeah, man, he has a crunch. I don't know if you heard that, Matt, but he has no firewood right now, and he needs 10 cords before it gets cold, basically. Ash and maple. Maple, I actually like red maple. Red maple, when it's like 8-inch diameter, so fun to chop. That's what I cut. Oh yeah, Matt, we've seen you fell an ash, haven't we? And an elm. I remember you did that elm. Wasn't that a big boy? You crazy son of a bitch. You swung for like 40 minutes, right? On that elm. That was nuts. Just send it. Sap and hardwood mix is nothing more than cosmetic. That's what I think. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. End-to-end growth. I mean, you don't get much better than this. Yeah, huge. Yeah, that elm was nuts, dude. I don't know what the biggest buck I've done is, but I certainly didn't do more than once when it was big. When I'm chopping something big, I go, okay, I'm through. That's the last. Like when the two cuts meet, I'm like, okay, that's enough for me. You think it looks cool? Yeah, sapwood and heartwood, you mean? I'll take red oak. That shit is awesome. Red oak, huh? Here's some red oak. I don't have any long pieces of red oak. Elm and beech requires mechanical splitter here in the Midwest. Everything else is fine. So, it's funny you mentioned beech. I love beech. American beech is one of my favorite woods. I think it's underutilized. It's pretty. Let's see, do I have any right next to me? No. Let me find some beech. Oh, here we go. Here's some beech. So I do split beech, but you can't split beech down the center. You want to slab pieces off of beech. So it's I bet you, Indiana Doug, you probably just don't want to have to deal with that kind of thing. Makes so much awesome sounds when it explodes. Yeah, red oak is sick, man. I love it. Okay, gotta go, yo. Gotta go. Dinner time. Take care. All right, Killinger, thanks for coming in. Me and my lawyers are going to be contacting you, though, because my assassin name was Killinger back when I was John Wick. And, yeah, you're giving my assassination job a bad name. You guys get beech bark disease? I think so. It's like where it looks like cankers, right? Like it shows up as in cankers, but also you see under the bark is like red. Is it red under the bark? You tell me, Matt. You know a lot about this stuff. I remember you told me about frost. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's basically, I split elm and beech if seasoned well. Otherwise, screw that. Yeah, I understand, man. Especially when beech has a... Now, I haven't done elm. I know elm has interlocking grain, so I'm glad I don't have to do that. But with American beech, when it has knots, it's so fucking nasty. And then, you know, a lot of people will say it doesn't really matter how tall the round is, but I've found with American beech it matters a lot. It makes it way tougher when it's like 18-inch tall round, or even 16 isn't always the most fun. Yeah, I wish I could try some... I mean, I want sycamore, but at the same time, same with elm, similar thing. I don't want to have to, like, the way I do everything is riving. All this lumber here I got through riving pretty much. And, you know, that right there, all the long stuff, that's through riving. So I don't know what I would do with sycamore. I don't really have a big gas saw. I have a 16-inch bar gas saw and one that's missing an 18-inch bar. and then it's like a 42 cc. It's not powerful, and I haven't even got them running yet. So I just have a 14-inch electric. I'm not going to be able to do anything to Sycamore really, although it is really pretty. Have you guys ever seen Sycamore? It almost looks like beech. It almost has that ray fleck look like beech, like this right here. It almost has that look, but more. It's like thicker rays. Oh yeah, I love beech. I love beech so much. It's such a cool wood. Yeah. Hey Doug, you run axes, right? I know you run axes sometimes. But I guess you got to get things done when it comes to splitting for firewood. So you probably don't mess around with axes all the time. Like you said, elm and beech. Use the splitter. I've rived a bunch of elm. It's not bad like you would think. Oh, really? So that's funny you say that because I rived out American Sweet Gum, which has a similar reputation to elm, although it's soft. I really like walnut. It's probably unorthodox, but I made a nice wedge banger with it. It is definitely unorthodox because it's not very strong, but I mean, hey, if you can get away with it, you can get away with it. I wouldn't use walnut for anything bigger than a hatchet, but that's just me personally. Walnut. Yeah, so conventionally they say you can't rive American Sweet Gum. Does elm do this, Matt? Does it have like the divots? Does it pull out chunks because of how the growth is? Like that's how it rived out. So is elm like that? I don't know if you saw this. Oh, okay, 16-inch wedge banger. Yeah, probably fine. That is pretty hard on a piece of wood, but 16 inches, I don't think that's an issue. That's cool though. You have a short wedge banger. Yeah, look at this, Doug. Beautiful piece of white oak. So this is what, like, I don't know if you guys have seen. So this is before I could get long pieces, and I would get anything I could. I even use pin oak. Okay, so sometimes it's like that, Matt. Interesting. Yeah, when I finally got long enough white oak, and the way that I got it is a tree service was cutting down a tree real close to me, and I asked them to drop it off. Elm is my favorite handle wood, without a doubt. It's very nice and flexible wood. At least I'm thinking of red elm, which is supposed to be weaker than rock elm or whatever it's called. So I just don't have a ton of experience with elm. I might have an elm Killinger handle still left. Let's see. I'm looking up. That's where you can see the handles up there. Well, there's another one ahead of that, and I'm trying to see if I have a Killinger handle up there. That's red elm. I don't see a red elm. Red elm is really nice, man. I don't think it's the only thing. I think me and you, Matt, have talked about this. The only problem with the red elm is that it's not very abrasive resistant. It definitely chips up pretty easy. So you have to really make sure that the shoulder is not thicker than the axe head. And even then, you could still get, firewood just hits your handle sometimes. You don't even have to overstrike. It just happens. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got no idea what I'm going to do with this shit, man. I don't know if you were here, Doug, but I was talking about how a tree service lied and said that Tree of Heaven was ash. We got to get you a bigger chainsaw. Yeah, I just can't spend the money on that right now. I have so much things I got to buy, Fucking hell. But also running oil and gas is just like not my favorite. And the noise. It's just not my favorite. That's why I love axes. I could hear the sound of metal hitting wood all day. I could listen to that all day. It's like a nursery rhyme to me. Put me to sleep. Beautiful. A true rockabye baby. Look at this burl. This is some silver maple burl. I actually have a large piece of this. Oh yeah. So here's a piece of sassafras that was wonderfully gifted to me from Wise Slabs on Dana on Instagram. She's a nice lady. She mills up lumber, and this is a beautiful piece of sassafras. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. It's nice and wide. I could use it for a hatchet. I could probably use it for 2 hatchets, but maybe I'll do a wedge. Here's that burl. Not too crazy, right? Not too crazy. Ooh, that is kind of nice right there. Get a big boy saw. You don't even have to sharpen it. Hold on. Talk about big boy saws. Hold your horses. I enjoy anything dangerous and sharp. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Hold your horses, boys. Holy shit. Okay. Ah. That would be a good thumbnail, right? That right there. You thought you said boy? Oh, boy saw? No. This is a 2-man saw. Thing is massive. Oh god. So I think this is a 5-footer. A 5-foot 5-foot 2-man saw. Fucking hell. Okay, there we go. Holy shit. Everybody left because I walked away and I was yelling at you guys. Let's put this down. Oh yeah. Yeah, I pretty much love anything sharp and metal, big and sharp and metal. I guess there's really not much stuff that anybody cares about that's not metal and sharp. Like, who gives a shit about a sharp piece of wood? I guess vampires care about a sharp piece of wood. They're like, no thank you, man. I don't even like that. Just keep it away. Just keep it away. Oh, here's something cool to show you guys. So nobody values these anymore. That's all scared everyone. Yeah. I'm not surprised. So this is cool. Do you guys know what this is? Can anybody guess? Give you a hint. Look at the tip. Nobody cares about these anymore. If you see these at the flea market, you can get them for dollars. Probably $1. A little bent, right? Oh shit, is this wrought iron? Oh, I didn't even realize. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Yeah, but do you guys know what this is? It's an old soldering iron, I believe. Yep. Yep, it's for solder. Isn't that awesome? Imagine you're on a roof or wherever you got to be, and you got to heat this fucking thing up. I don't even get it. I honestly don't quite get it, but very cool. Oh shit! It has a 3 on it. I actually have not noticed that. Let's see, is there anything else on it? It kind of looks like that might be a stamp. I'm not really sure. It's on both ends. That one looks like a dinosaur. That looks like a chicken nugget you give to your kids, right? That's the shape of the dino nuggets. Anyway, it's pretty cool that it's like, this is probably what it looked like. Wasn't it tin or something? Or what did they use on the ends? I don't know. But I believe this is brass. And then this is something else. I don't know. The handle's weird. The reason why the handle feels weird is because it's textured, because like the grain is popping out. Yeah, this thing is cool. It reminds me of this handle, which is Chinese. Look at it broke out. The woods kind of remind me of each other. I've been trying to figure out what this wood is. Let me just show you this. Chinese head. It's actually not that bad. Look at the geometry. That's not that bad. Blue Permabond. Very strange. Got a little junk on it. But this wood is so weird. It almost looks like oak. But I wonder what they have in China. Is that a Magellanic Ray? Yeah, I think that's a Magellanic Ray. Let's show you end grain. Oh, that's not zooming in. Yeah, you see how it's textured in that same way as that soldering iron. Or I don't know if you even call it a soldering iron, but it was for solder. By the way, in the last video I posted, I said milk, and my friends like to make fun of me for saying milk instead of milk. I don't give a shit. It's milk to me. I'm thirsty for some milk. All right, boys. I think I've embarrassed myself enough for one day. Thanks for coming in, Doug. I love seeing you here, buddy. Keep up the good work. The Chainsaw Man, the Timber Boy, trying to think of like Babe Ruth nicknames. The Sultan of Solder. No, that's me. I'm the Sultan of Solder. Anyway, thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here, Matt. Everybody else. I will see you guys another time. By the way, once you end the live, there's like a little bit of a time extra, so you got to like figure out what to do with yourself. Anyway, thanks for coming, boys. Goodbye. What am I gonna do with myself?